Welcome back, race fans, for the smallest track on the circuit, the Paris 8th Mile. Now, you can see down below there's the 8th Mile and the half mile above. Now, we got Brandon Seguin up there with the WASP camera getting all the cool shots. Don't forget to come out to the Paris half mile at the start of next season. Now, while we let Brandon go up there and enjoy the rest of his helicopter ride, we're going to start making our way around the pits and see who's here.
Come on, little buddy.
I'm Braden Valley from Kitchener, Ontario. Paris Speedway for the second last round of Flat Track Canada. As you said, I've moved from intermediate to expert, just trying to get my feet wet, trying to get some experience before I go expert full-time next year. I'm all about learning, so if I can go out there and follow them around and learn some things, that'll be a successful day. If I ride like I know I can, I'll do just fine. This track's a little bit different today. It'll be different for everybody. It'll be new for everybody. So it'll be a learning curve, but if it gets like it's supposed to, and like it usually does, I think I'll do all right. Yeah, I got to thank Ross Dahmer, Snap-on Tools, Amsoil, Leeson Synthetics, Inside Motorcycles Magazine, Showtime Racing, Race Fuels Energy Drink, Elusive Gloves, 2 Under, Tokyo Mods, and a bunch of other people. There's a ton of us that help us out, and I can't remember them all, but thank you.
Okay, now we're going to give you the Outlaw Productions hot lap here with the WASP camera. And now, as Braden makes his way around the track, you're going to notice it is a very small track. It's very quick. It's the Supercross style track for flat track racing. Everything's so competitive and fast. Your bar banging action's going nonstop. It's a clay and gravel mix kind of together, so it breaks apart as the day goes on. But as Valley comes across with a 1383, you can expect those times to drop as the day continues on. So while we let the little guys still go out and race around, we're going to catch up with one of our fellow intermediate riders.
My name's Dustin Lambert. I'm from Welland, Ontario.
My name's Alyssa Lambert and I'm from Welland.
It's actually going better than I expected, having all these riders, good turnout, Flat Track Canada and everything. I'm sitting third and fourth, and season's going good, great family, everything. What about you?
Well, this is my first year racing and it's going pretty good, just out there having fun.
I've already got 2 checkers this season at Welland. I think, third race in it was, I believe, and hopefully I can get my points up here to get up into second.
And what about you?
Well, this is my first year, so my goal was just to have fun and enjoy it, I guess.
Have you learned a lot about bikes?
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
I remember seeing something on Facebook about someone pulling an engine out before their dad got home.
Yeah. I surprised my dad and pulled out my motor for him before he got home.
Well, I like to give big thanks to my dad, Lightning Leonard, for getting these bikes all ready for London when we're gone camping. I would like to thank D.B. Lambert's Pit Stop, Aunt Linda and Uncle Rob, Dave and Tiff Van Vliet, JD Hot Wash, Napa Auto Parts, and I believe that's it.
And Bosch Car Service.
Perfect. All right, thanks guys.
No problem, you're welcome.
And with our team pit interviews done, we're going to open up here with opening ceremonies, and we're going to get into the action, show a couple clips from the different classes, and then we're going to let it all hang out when we get our intermediates and experts out here on the track. And with the rest of the classes wrapping up, we're going to go to commercial break and be right back. So sit tight. Okay, race fans, it's time for the first race of the evening. We've got the DTX Intermediate Class 7 riders, and you know it's going to be wicked action. So heading down into the first corner here, Justin Crum on the outside, Brody Buckin just ahead of me there. I'm trying to work my way up on the inside of Buckin. Buckin's got a sweet draw line going, getting a good strong drive there. Crummer's sitting in second spot. Me, Marintet working the outside of Ross Milson. And then you can see Christopher Garvey and Dustin Lambert, who we spoke to earlier, rounded at the end of the pack there. So as we make our way around for our complete lap here, I'm trying to work the inside of Crummer. I get a little bit loose, go out to the outside. Buckin's got a nice smooth line already happening for him, and the rest of the field trying to kind of come in. So, and Cody Marintet doing a great job working that outside line, getting the drive to get back down to the inside. Justin Crum getting a little bit loose coming out of corner 1 and 2 there. You can see me, we're all breaking traction. The track is changing up tremendously every single lap. We did put a little bit of water down before the main to keep dust down, and you can see the track is starting to break apart a bit. I work on the inside of Justin Crum here. Crum, we're going bar to bar. No one's giving up. I mean, hey, we had a lot of action going on at London. We don't want to give it up right now. Buckin starts to pull away as the rest of the pack starts to battle. Marintet working the inside line there of Ross Milson as we can come around and complete lap 4. Myself and Justin Crum, we're both working that inside line pretty good. We're almost sticking to each other like glue. I can't seem to push him out here, so I got to kind of get in, tuck him behind him, get a good strong drive going down into the next corner. Marintet, he's right hot on our heels here too. So as Crum comes into the corner 1-2 here, he gets a little bit loose. I make my way up on the inside, and Cody Marintet tries to square up and get the drive down on the inside, but Marintet goes a little bit wide, and now he's going to get a stronger drive coming into corner 1 and 2 again. He's coming around for lap 6. Buckin's already got a pretty steady lead. He's already kind of gapped out over us. It's worked in his favor that the rest of the pack has kind of been battling each other because it's given Brody a nice clean track to get away on. Riding that wicked fast Honda KVR bike, you know, these bikes are put together with precision, so you know he's just getting the drive down. So the rest of the field coming out there, I'm sitting in second spot. Cody Marintet's trying to hunt down that third position away from Justin Crum. And we're losing time here as these laps are quick and it's such a short track, so you got to be precise at what you're doing. Marintet makes the move on the inside of Justin Crum, so that moves him up to the third spot. So you know he's got the bullseye on the back of the number 69 machine. 2 laps to go, and we're running out of time here. Buckin's already got a really steady, commanding lead over the rest of the field, and as Buckin comes around for his final lap here, we're going to keep an eye on him. Buckin running a nice, smooth, consistent race. Marintet, he's caught up to me. We're going to see if we got enough to go on corner 3 and 4 here, but Buckin comes around and takes the checkered flag here at Short Track. I take a second spot, and Cody Marentet's going to take third, Justin Crum fourth, Christopher Garvey fifth, Ross Milson sixth, and Dustin Lambert seventh. Now as Brody goes out for his victory lap, we're going to go to commercial break and be right back for the DTX experts. Okay, starting all the action of the DTX expert class. We got 5 riders: Sean Hoy on the inside, Nick Wensler, Tyler Seguin, Braden Valley, who we talked to earlier in the day, and then Brandon Seguin out there on the outside line. Seguin getting a nice strong drive. That's Tyler Seguin, of course, up front there, running the KBR, the number 22 machine. Valley and Wensler getting into it, and Valley learning the hard way in the expert class here, his first race debut, and you can see he's already kind of getting pushed around a bit, but you know, Valley, he's put in a tremendous amount of laps here. It is a home track for him. He comes here every Tuesday with myself, and we try and crush out as many laps as we can. So Valley's doing a great job sitting in that third spot, just ahead of Brandon Seguin, followed up by Sean Hoy, and the last spot there. So Wensler, he's doing everything he can to get around this track now. Tyler Seguin, he comes up here once in a while too, you know, just to kind of shake things up, work on the bike a bit, try and figure out the setup with Kurt. And I think Tyler and Kurt have a really good and strong program going on here. You know, they come up and they play with the gearing, play with the tires. They know what works. They know how the track's going to be. It's a familiar thing for these guys. So Tyler already gapping over out the rest of the field. Nick Wensler and Braden Valley, they're going to be battling out there. You can see Seguin, he's not letting them get too far ahead either. Sean Hoy falling off pace a little bit there as he starts to drift back. Now we hit the halfway mark already. Tyler Seguin still holding on to a nice firm lead. It almost seems like he's checked up a bit. It almost looks like the pack behind them, they've kind of caught up. Could be a strategic play on Tyler's part, you know, not to win himself too much before the open event. He does have Doug Lawrence and Steve Beattie in the class as well, and Tyler's sitting in a solid second place right behind Doug there with our final 2 rounds to go here in the Flat Track Canada Championship. So Valley doing everything he can to hold off Seguin there. You know, Seguin's going to be putting on the charge, seeing 2 laps to go. And as we come around 1 and 2, Wensler gets all crossed up, high sides the bike, he goes down. So now Valley takes that second spot, and Seguin's sitting in the third spot. So Seguin's on both ends of the podium here. Last lap coming around, Valley's just got to do everything he can to stay as smooth as possible just to take this. Wensler, he's gotten off to the side of the track there, and it looks like he's going to be okay. And Tyler Seguin coming around for the checkered flag here, followed up by Braden Valley with his expert debut taking second, and Brandon Seguin on the number 19. Not too far behind them, Sean Hoy's going to take fourth, followed up by Nick Wensler, who got back up and running. Now as Tyler Seguin goes out for a victory lap, he's going to pull a little wheelie here, and we're going to go to commercial break and be right back. And welcome back, our second last race of the day. You can see Caitlin heading across the line, open intermediate, 9 riders, and Zalaska's going to get us going here with the green light. Heading down into that first corner, Brody Buchan holding the inside pretty solid. Justin Crum doing everything he can on the outside. Me and Marentet right behind him. Ross Milson and Garvey get mixed up. And then we have a huge crash. We're going to have a red flag on this, but you can see everything got mixed up. Lambert got crossed up into Garvey. Lambert went up into Olsen. So we're going to go to a red flag restart here, and then now on the second attempt here, we're going to go right back down to green. You can see Lambert and Garvey up on the back row there. As we head back down to the first corner, I'm working the outside on Brody Buchan. I know I got to do everything I can to hold off this guy, but Buchan pulls away on that KBR machine. Marentet tucked right in there in the third spot, working that inside line. Actually, sorry, that's Justin Crum working that line. As we head back down into corner 1 and 2, I get a little too heavy on that brake there, and I seem to spill it out. And then Lambert, he has nowhere to go. He lays it out, and then Garvey lays it out later in corner 2. So again, another red flag. All right, so the third time's a charm. I'm on the back row with Garvey and Lambert, and Alex Olsen and I believe that's Ross Milson sitting there on the second line. Caitlin heads across the line, let us all know. Mike Zalaska gives us the green light. I'm down on the inside there. I got the Wasp camera going too. So as we head back down into corner 1, I make a pass on a couple of guys. I come out of corner 1 and 2 fifth, but it's Justin Crum who's got the lead right now with Marintet and Buchan knocking on the back door there. Marintet working that outside line, getting a really strong drive, blasting around the outside of Justin Crum, and now Buchan's got to get around him before Marintet gets too far ahead. Buchan does a smart move, gets down to the inside, pushes Crum out, and you can see Marintet guarding that inside line with everything he's got. So Crum's sitting in that third spot. He's got a lot of people coming up hot behind him. So we'll see what happens here. I get a little loose coming into corner 1 there. I check up there and tuck back in behind Alex Olson. So heading back down into corner 3 and 4. Marintet still with a solid lead. I'm trying to work that outside line with Olson. Now you can see Churchill, Garvey, and Ross Milson and Dustin Lambert working that back line. Me and Olson, we both double up and get past Justin Crum on the inside there, as Crum almost the kind of same mistake again on the inside. He gets a little mixed up and slides out. So now me and Olson got to get our sights set on Buchan, who's doing these crazy outside line drives. He gets out almost out to the wall, squares it up, puts the hammer down, and then uses that throttle to pull him all the way down that straightaway there. Line himself up for the next corner and get going. Marintet doing a solid job out front, running clean, doing a consistent thing. I got Crum knocking on my back door now, and you know he wants to get back up in the mix here. So as everyone keeps heading around the track here, we're going to be counting down the laps and watching what happens, because you know Buchan's going to do everything in his power to get up by Marintet. Marintet, he came up here actually quite a bit for regional race series. Me and him had a couple of fun battles in the expert class, and you know, running a certain amount of laps on this track will aid you in anything. It's so technical and it just changes so much. So you can see the difference between the guys that, you know, do run here a lot and don't run here a lot. Those guys are all kind of hanging up in the front, and we're all actually staying pretty close together. No one's kind of gapping out. It's anyone's race at this point right now. So Marintet and Buchan, they're getting a little bit closer. Buchan's starting to work that outside line. He's going to square up and try and go down on the inside of him. So you can be sure to watch for Buchan and try and square up these lines. You can see him doing it again right there. He's coming from the outside of the track, kind of the middle line, and then cutting down and getting that strong drive. So Marintet comes around here. We got 2 more laps to go. I got to do everything I can to get by Olson. Olson running a solid race sitting in that third spot. So only a couple more corners to go, and then we're going to decide who's winning this one. Buchan getting that drive down on the inside on Marintet. Buchan takes the lead away from Marintet. Marintet goes back down to the inside, but watch Buchan. Buchan's got that drive coming out of those corners on that KBR framer. Doing a great job. He shuts the door, on Cody Marintet, and it's going to be Buchan doubling up today, taking the checkers, followed by Marintet, Alex Olson, myself, Justin Crum, Rob Churchill, Christopher Garvey, and Ross Milson and Dustin Lambert rounding out the pack. So as Buchan comes around for his victory lap, we're going to go to commercial break, and we'll be right back with our last race of the day. Okay, it's that time of the day. It's everyone's favorite part. Everyone's gathered around to watch the Open Expert race here. Now you're going to see a little bit of a mix-up with DTX bikes and I believe Steve Beatty's on the Open bike framer. Clayton Isherwood also taking that decision to ride one of those framer bikes here too. A lot more difficult to get around on those bikes. When you get the drive down like Buchan did, you know you're going to get ahead. So we got Hoy, Valley, Seguin, and Isherwood on the back line. We got Caitlin coming across there with Nick Lenzer, Tyler Seguin, Doug Lawrence, and Steve Beatty. Here we go, we're going to the green light. Heading down to that first corner, Steve B looks like he's taking that whole shot. Doug Lawrence tucking up on the inside. Seguin and Wensler, they're getting kind of mixed up together. So these 4 riders already, letting each other know we're going to be battling out right to the end. So we got Steve B, Doug Lawrence, Tyler Seguin, Nick Wensler, and then Valley, he's kind of getting up there in the mix too. He's got something to show as he battles with Brandon Sieglin there for that fifth spot. So Steve Beatty getting a lot of strong drive. You've seen him wheeling that thing out here all day long. He just does an amazing job every time he comes out here to the racetrack. Getting nice and low over. You can see Lawrence getting into Beatty. He's going almost pretty much went right over his foot. That's not going to make Beatty happy. He's going to give it right back to him. So now the gloves are off. These guys are going to get a boxing match going. As Sieglin tucks up by Lawrence while those two are battling. This is going to be a hands down amazing race. And these laps are going to wind down really fast because these guys are setting real fast, slow pace. So as Beatty moves the rest of the pack around, you can see Sieglin. He's trying to tuck in behind his KBR teammate there. And you're going to try and do everything you can to stay ahead of Doug Lawrence. Doug Lawrence has always got something in his back pocket there. He sneaks up on the inside of Sieglin, takes Sieglin out to the loose stuff. Sieglin can get that drive coming back out, so now Lawrence has got the bullseye set on the back of Steve Beatty. Beatty doing everything he can to try and gap out over Lawrence there a little bit. But as we come around, you can see these guys get a little bit ahead, and then they lose a little bit of traction there. It's just such a tight track. It changes so much. We can't say it enough. Sieglin doing everything he can to hold on there for that third spot because he knows he's got to get ahead of Lawrence for the points. So as Lawrence comes around, he knows he's got to get going by Steve Beatty because he's got to gap out over Tyler Sieglin before we head to Wheelie. Steve Beatty doing a great job. Almost into the wall there. Lost a little bit of time, fraction of a second, and that's anyone's game when stuff like that starts happening. Beatty wheeling that bike again, getting the traction down. Doug Lawrence getting back of the fender of that KBR framer there. Steve Beatty still leading the charge here with 9 laps already done. Doug Lawrence doing everything he can. You can see those guys getting right down into that dry stuff down on the inside. They're kicking up a lot of dust. Tyler Sieglin kind of coming in a little bit of the middle, cutting down on the inside, and these guys are just battling it right out to the end. Doug Lawrence looking for an opening there. Steve Beatty shuts the door. Tyler Sieglin, he's just keeping an eye on these guys. Maybe he's just kind of sitting back there letting these guys battle. You never know what's going to happen when people start getting close to each other. They tire each other out, and it creates an opportunity for you to slide by. So Doug Lawrence still working that inside line. Beatty now cutting down, almost like what Buchan was doing, and getting a good strong drive. Beatty crossing the line right there. We got 12 laps down. Only a couple more to go, and we're going to see what happens here. Wensler, Valley, and Sieglin kind of create that next pack, and Isherwood and Hoy, they're battling it out for that last spot. So now with 2 laps to go, Doug's got to pull out all the stops here. He's got to get the aces out of his back pocket here and try and make a move on Beatty. He's probably going to be running in a little bit deep, so let's keep an eye on that. You might see some more bar banging going on here. Lawrence getting scary close to the back of Beatty here. It's going to get real interesting as we wind down here. We got a lap rider coming up here. I don't think it's going to really make a difference. And Beatty holding that inside line, blocking it out from Lawrence. Lawrence doing everything he can. Not enough line traction there. Beatty doing another big wheelie as he comes across the finish there. Those guys had a good time. They're laughing already with their helmets on. These guys come off the track and, they're hanging out with each other, laughing, enjoying the good time. But, once the helmet goes on, it's race time. It's anyone's game. And, they're not going to give it up. They want to win. So as Beatty comes around, gets that checkered flag, he's going to go out for his little victory lap. Then we're going to catch up with our winner of the day here, tying on another strong win, coming off that London 5/8, the biggest track in the circuit, down right to the smallest track on the circuit, to the 8th mile. And we might see one more stop for Steve Beatty before the end of the season.
All right, number 26 out here at the Paris Short Track today. Steve Beatty coming off a big win from London on the 5/8 to the smallest track we got on the circuit. And it was a little bit of a battle out there today. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, it was good. Dougie here, he's hot to trot. He's been riding all summer. I haven't. And I felt like I was just trying to knock the rust off all day long. Got it kind of knocked off in the final the hard way. He pretty much slammed the rust off me. So that woke me up. And I love hard riding like that. It's to me, that's just good racing. I have always condoned that in everybody. And as long as you're not flat putting people on the ground, it's good racing. So, yeah, I love it when these guys race hard like that, and I love racing them hard back.
Right on. Well, are we going to see you down at Wheelie, you think?
I'm still on the fence. You never know when I'm going to show up. So you won't know till the day of.
All right, fair enough. Hey, what do you think about your dad winning 2 back-to-back?
Good.
Good? You like seeing that? All right. Okay, everybody, the number 26 is Steve Beatty out here on the KBR machine. And, hey, wait, Steve, we didn't do any sponsors, so.
Yeah, Kurt Beager Racing, Wegcams, Wozner Pistons, Woody Kyle Engines, Shoei Helmets, X-Brand Goggles, and 26 Suspension.
Right on. So taking that win, the 26 is Steve Beatty.